Hello, this is Ariana Antonio, and this is my movie night pricing presentation for mobile business marketing 1501. So what I'll be going over today is the app My Movie Night, which is a movie logging app for iOS or Android, so that movie lovers can journal their reviews or rate movies after they've watched them in the theater or at home. They can review a movie, rate it out of 5 stars, upload a photo of their ticket stubs or friends or just a general memory of the night. They can share their movie reviews on social networks. They can look up reviews on Rotten Tomatoes to see what critics think. They'll also be able to add friends so that they can see what their friends think of a movie as well, since that's much more important to some people. So the competitors out there, their pricing models, there isn't really anything too much exactly like this on the market. The closest thing is FilmLog, which goes for $3.99, but it only has about 2 or 3 reviews in the App Store on iOS, so I don't think it has a very high download rate. Then there's also Flickster, Metacritic, which are free. They're just, in general, movie database apps that also allow users to rate or leave some reviews. And then Goodreads is not a movie rating app, but it is a book rating app. And just in general, the whole thing functions very much like this app would, but for books. So I think it was a good thing to compare it to, even though it's not an actual competitor. So the price model would be free, just based on what's in the market, and I didn't think that the likelihood would be very high that people would be willing to pay $4 or even a little bit less for an app like this. It seems more and more people expect apps to be free, and this one didn't really seem like it had any unique enough content to justify charging for. So the revenue generation would come through in-app ads using such as AdMob or iAds. And we would filter those ads so that it just does movie-related ads so that they would at least be something that might be of interest to the person using the app. There's also a big opportunity for sponsorship with this app, where you could sell, or we could sell ad space directly to movie studios to promote an upcoming movie with a poster or a trailer. And in general, just do tie-ins with the apps or some sort of fun achievement for going to see particular movies. You get a badge if you went and saw Guardians of the Galaxy or something like that. I think there's a lot of potential for sponsorship, and given the fact that the average advertising movie budget is in the millions, it probably wouldn't be terribly difficult to convince a studio to toss a couple grand our way, once the app is up and running and is something that's actually shown to be popular. I think it would be fairly easy to get some sponsorship ads in from studios. This was using a calculator for trying to kind of guesstimate ad revenue, and unfortunately it's not terribly accurate based on the fact that the click rates vary, and how much you're paid for them and the impressions. It's all kind of a bit of a guessing game. But I sort of guessed that 20,000 people a day might use it, which is 10% of the target market. And they would spend an average of 5 minutes in it, looking through their friends' reviews and then maybe posting one of their own. And the cost per click was just from averages that I found across various blogs and forums and such of what people have experienced with iAds. It's usually the ones that I saw were usually between 3 to 4. So it was all kind of a guessing process. But if this $480 a day is anywhere remotely accurate, the $30,000 to build the app and advertise it would be paid off in about a month and a half. And that's not including any potential sponsorship. So the sponsorship really would end up eventually being the bread and butter of the app, and might be a big enough revenue source that we could get rid of iAds and just have sponsor-based ads in it as well. And just an example on Goodreads website is on the sidebar some sort of sponsored ads that they have. That, as you can see, these are 2 separate ads. One is just a sponsored book section, and the other is just a full-on banner ad. And this ad actually, the top ad actually rotates through different books and that sort of thing. But so that's just an example of potential advertising through sponsors, and just shows that it's very tailored specifically towards the users of this website. And their app does not have ads, but it ties very heavily into the website. So I believe most of the revenue comes from the website. But our app, My Movie Night, would in fact have to have ads actually in the app, unless we had a very big back-end website. But we're focusing on the app for now. So I believe that with the combination of in-app ads and sponsor-specific ads, that this app does have potential to make a viable amount of money to make it worth building.